Hi guys! As you can see, I'm here with some more Lego Harry Potter sets, and this time they are the classroom books that were released on January 1st of 2021. I have to admit that when I first heard about these books, I kind of poo-pooed the idea of them. I had not yet seen any images for them, and I thought they were going to be very similar to the Disney books that are already out for each of the princesses. And while really cool, they are for a much younger age group than me, you know, other than all the other Lego sets out there. While these are 8+, they seem to be elevated to a level that is acceptable for me, a 33-year-old, to put together. Each of these sets retail for $29.99, and they have become temporarily back-ordered on Lego.com. Fortunately and thankfully, I was able to get my hands on these through my Lego friends from work, Rachel and Ryan. They picked them up for me on New Year's Day while I was working in the OR. To top it all off, there was a special gift with purchase once you reached a certain amount, and it was the Lego Harry Potter Monster Book of Monsters, which I've already built and reviewed on this channel. I'll link it in the description so you can check it out. Each of these sets represent a Hogwarts house, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin, and features the head of house's classroom. The first is the Gryffindor head of house, Professor McGonagall, and her Transfiguration classroom. It is number 76382, and it has 241 pieces. It also includes 3 minifigs, Minerva McGonagall, Ron Weasley, and Hermione Granger. The second set is the Hufflepuff head of house, which is Professor Sprout and her Herbology classroom. It is number 76384 and has 233 pieces. It comes with 3 minifigs, Professor Sprout, Cedric Diggory, and Neville Longbottom. The third set is the Ravenclaw head of house, which is Professor Flitwick and his Charms classroom. It is number 76385 and has 256 pieces. Once again, there are 3 minifigs in this set, Professor Flitwick, Cho Chang, and Harry Potter. And the final set is the Slytherin head of house, which is Professor Snape and his Potions classroom. It is number 76383 and it has 271 pieces. 3 more minifigs, Professor Snape, Seamus Finnegan, and Draco Malfoy. I wanted to do a comprehensive review and comparison of these 4 sets, so I'm going to build all 4 of them right now. So without further ado, let's build these things. Now that we've put these together, let's take a closer look. Overall, I think these sets are really awesome. They are so creative, and if you haven't bought any of the Lego Harry Potter sets, this would be an easy choice to make because you get a lot of punch in a small package. At first, I didn't like that they were muted tones, but I think that I prefer it that way. I like that they're kind of more earthy looking, more ancient books versus being bright red, bright yellow, bright blue, and bright green. I like how each of these sets come with a little mini book for each of them that represents that class. I like how each of the heads of the Hogwarts houses are represented and their classes are represented here, and that each of the houses are represented by students from those houses. I mean, obviously with Ron and Hermione, both Gryffindors. We have Cedric Diggory for Hufflepuff. We have Cho Chang for Ravenclaw. And we have Draco Malfoy for Slytherin. What's also interesting is that there is a Gryffindor represented in each of these books as well, like Seamus Finnegan and Harry Potter and Neville Longbottom, and of course, Ron and Hermione. Now that I've done an overview of the similarities between these 4 books, let's take each of them and look at them in more detail. Starting with the Gryffindor book, I'd like to talk about the minifigures to begin with. This is Minerva McGonagall, and I think that this is a fantastic minifigure, almost like the CMF series good. I like that it's printed all the way around, and even just her hairpiece, that it's literally a hat and hairpiece. Both of her faces are really great too, like her I'm not kidding around face, and her more open, I'm being a kind teacher face. Can't you just see her say, like, have another biscuit, Potter? Ron and Hermione ones are fine. They are standard. We've seen these ones over and over and over again. Even just the face prints are very similar. And then we have Scabbers the Rat, which we've had in the CMF series. So this is not anything new either. Each of the books, bigger books, come with a smaller book. This is a new tile piece, I believe, for Transfiguration. Kind of cool that each of them come with a spell book. I like the quality of the designs, and as we go on, you're going to see that each of the designs on the book are unique for the classroom that it's representing. There's a cat for Minerva McGonagall. I'm trying to show you because it's just so shiny. And I like the goblet here because it's basically one of their first lessons as first years was to turn animals into goblets. So there you go. So then we open this up and we have all the playable features kind of folds out here. But yeah, this is the bookcase that comes out, and it has a couple, trophies, goblets, potions. I really appreciate that level of detail. And then we have a chalkboard here, which shows how to turn frogs into goblets. And even this lectern piece is very interesting in that it's the topper for this to like hold the book together, but when you flip it upside down, it becomes the lectern for McGonagall. So it's like a combination of like which side is the correct side to have it. And then it also came with the classic chest. I remember this from my early Lego days. I used to collect all the castle Legos. So this is a very familiar piece to me. It has a goblet, a cup, and a yellow frog inside. I do find it kind of strange that the stools are in this set when the minifigs are definitely first years, so their legs don't bend. So the only thing that you can do is really put them standing on the stools, and unless like Hermione's like making some sort of like grand gesture to McGonagall of like, oh, Captain, my Captain. I think that if I'm remembering the books correctly, that this seems to be the plainest of all of the classrooms. It's pretty straightforward, folds out really one way. But I do like that each of the classroom books are unique in how they fold out. There are definite similarities between these classroom books, which I will show once we get to the other three. For the most part, there are stark differences between them. And the instruction book does show you how to load this back up and turn it back into a book for storability. Here I am demonstrating how easy it is, and there you go. Snapped into place. All right, here is the Hufflepuff book, and let's start with the minifigures. This is Professor Sprout, and she is slightly different than the Series 2 CMF of her. I believe that the torso print is different, and she's also not wearing a dress. She has on boots. Once again, I like that it's a full torso print on her. But I believe that the hat is the same as the CMF version of her. I like that they decided to do a variant on her rather than just recycling the CMFs. And one of the other minifigures in here is Cedric Diggory, the resident Hufflepuff, the Hufflepuff champion. Once again, full torso print on him. He looks very debonair, very Robert Pattinson. I do like that both for Neville and Cedric, we got this earmuff variant, which I believe is just like a headphone, but they made them into the earmuffs. And this is the second time we're having a Neville minifig that is in Herbology. So that's pretty cool that they decided to alter him again. He comes with these pruning shears. Like I said, there is a book, a little mini book for each of the big books, and I believe that this is also another unique tile talking about herbology in here. And it comes with another mandrake in the pot here. All right, let's open up the book. So once again, a lot of details here, really awesome. A lot of playability, which I really appreciate in this set. We have a well here. I love this little pumpkin patch, flower garden, plant garden. I like how they used this piece to make almost a terracotta pot out of it. And then if you flip it over, it's the pages for the book. There's a little cupboard here, and they make use of the stickers really well by making that into a cabinet of sorts. I love this intricate wood pieces up here. I do like how each of these sets, you can tell that one is Hufflepuff and one is Gryffindor. Like they changed the pieces slightly. Instead of having just a regular 1x4, they decided to use the wood log pieces here to give it more of a greenhouse, nature vibe to this set. There's even this little lamp here for, warming up the plants in the greenhouse. And then there's this little atrium that you would be using to enter the greenhouse. There's a door here, and it says even be aware, and it shows mandrakes. At first I was like, who is this? And I realized that's the Fat Friar, the Hufflepuff ghost. The outside of the book, definitely different from the Gryffindor one. Once again, there's mandrakes and mushrooms and frogs and, even just some tools, and it has a leaf as the outside of the book. All right, and time to put it back together. Just everything kind of folds in. And that's the Hufflepuff book. On to Ravenclaw. Let's start by talking about Professor Flitwick. Now, this Flitwick is the year 1 Flitwick. You may know this, is that they changed the design of Professor Flitwick pretty radically from the first film to, I believe it was in the 3rd film that we see him again. And they never really explain why they changed the design, but still played by the same actor. But I like that they pay homage to the scene where he says swish and flick in the first movie. We do have the later Flitwick in the first CMF series. I actually kind of like his torso print. It's very shiny here. Let me kind of zoom in here and you can see the details on his vest here. It's so shiny. I really like it. Weirdly, the 2 additional items that come with Flitwick are a cookie and a teacup, and I don't really know why. And then we have Cho Chang and Harry Potter. This Harry Potter is the Harry Potter we've seen many, 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 many times. It's kind of boring, to be honest. Like, it's okay. I know that they were probably like, where do we put Harry in this set? Because we already did Ron and Hermione in the Gryffindor one. Oh, Cho Chang is a Ravenclaw, and he had a crush on her, so yeah, that's where Harry will go. But this Cho Chang is a very similar design to the CMF version, Series 1 CMF version, minus that she has pants versus a skirt, and she doesn't come with her owl. Nothing really else to say about that. It's Cho Chang, y'all. The book that comes here, we've seen this tile piece many times. It's the Wingardium Leviosa tile. On the outside of the book, we see a number of charms objects. We have the feather that they do the levitation spell on, a scroll, a wand, a hat, parchment, and it looks like another feather. And then the classic feather and wand to, once again, reiterate the Wingardium Leviosa spell. Okay, here's the charms classroom. There are a few details here that I really love about this. There is a place for Professor Flitwick to teach from, so his lectern, which is basically a whole bunch of books and parchment all stacked up. We have a fireplace with a snitch detail above it, and his chalkboard, which teaches about the Wingardium Leviosa spell. I loved putting this together. This was a very cool item to do, which is a kind of trophy case. And what I like about it too is that it does open, and there is a key and a goblet inside. Same problem with these tables and chairs, though, is that, once again, these are first-year students, and so they can't actually sit. I think that's the weak part of this set, are the benches and the chairs. Once again, another chest in here with feathers to levitate with. I don't know why. Maybe it was because this was the third one I was working on, but I was getting really tired of the stickers, and you can even see there's still bubbles in this one. Ongoing issue that I have is that they want me to put stickers in, and they just don't fit quite right. Like this one, there's no way I can get that sticker out and replace it. It's always going to be crooked. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. But I do like the idea of that in the charms classroom, there's like carvings of spells on the walls. I do also want to point out, so these look like eagles, but these definitely look like penguins to me. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I remember with the Great Hall set back in the day, I was just a little bit like, those are definitely penguins. I mean, I guess it's better than just like assuming that Ravenclaw's bird is the raven. So I will take penguins over the raven. That is fine. All right, I'm going to put the things back in there, pack it all up. Now, I will say the Ravenclaw one is the only one that folds up a little bit differently. It does not have a solid piece that goes along the top here. Instead, they use the benches and the seats as the topper. And I just do find that it doesn't close as well as the other ones, but it's still going to look very cool next to each other. And finally, we have the Slytherin book, aka the Potions Classroom. And the professor, of course, is Professor Severus Snape. I believe we've had 2 other iterations of this minifig before. One for one of the Hogwarts castles and the other for the Quidditch pitch. And this is pretty much the same as the other 2. I didn't really see any difference between them. Same faces, same front and back. The additional thing is like this potion bottle, which I do like a lot of the jeweled bottles that are included in this set. Once we open it up, you'll get to see that, but this was a separate bottle. The other 2 minifigures are the students, and we have Draco Malfoy. I believe that this Draco Malfoy is not really any different than any of the other Draco Malfoy minifigs. It is a first year once again. Then we have Seamus Finnegan. I believe this is the only thing that's really unique, is that there are these explosion marks. For some reason, this reminds me of like Pigpen from the Peanuts. Really cool little detail that, oh, things have exploded in his face type thing. I believe that that's the only unique thing out of all of these minifigures. I don't know how you could make Draco Malfoy or Severus Snape fresh and new, though, in this set. So, and then the mini book for the potions class is, I believe, another unique tile, which shows putting ingredients inside of a cauldron. All right, and then the images on this book, we have a cauldron, we have a couple flasks. Get you flask, and bottles and gems and mushrooms. Classic is a cauldron for the spine of the book. Okay, let's open it up. Okay, so here it is all unfolded. Most of the playability seems to be on this side of the classroom. There is this back side of the classroom. I don't know whether it's supposed to be the hidden side for Snape, but there is like a mark on the wall here that says Tom Riddle and couple skeletons and, you know, a Slytherin flag and everything. But there's nothing really going on this side, no playability. There is a secret gem hidden back here, so I don't know what Severus Snape is up to, but that's back there. But this is the main potions classroom. I do really like this snake stonework up here. I think that's a really cool detail, and that was actually pretty fun to put together. But like I said, I like the combination of stickers as well as actual bottles on the walls here. And this bottle in particular is pretty cool in that it's two-toned to look like there's fluid inside of it. I do like this kind of chair over here, like Severus Snape is sitting over here like judging his students while they're at the table. And there is this chalkboard here. I wonder if it is talking about powdered asphodel or monkwood or something like that. Just wanted to show you some close-up detail of this sticker back here. And this table, this work table, becomes the pages for this book. All right, let's fold it back up. Now, the final detail I wanted to show you is that you can actually connect these books to create a 360 diorama of sorts. So you can either snap them all together and put them on the bookcase like that, which looks really awesome, right? But then you can actually unfold them and connect them here. Then you have a 360 diorama of all 4 houses, classrooms. So here are my final thoughts. These 4 sets are among the best Lego Harry Potter sets in the entire collection from 2018, 2019, and 2020. They are small, compact, but they pack a tremendous punch when it comes to adding to your Lego Harry Potter collection. It was so much fun for me, a 33-year-old fan of Lego Harry Potter, to put this together and to see all the nods to the movies as well as the books. And yet the builds are simple and accessible enough for an 8+ Lego Harry Potter fan. If you have been holding out on buying anything from the Lego Harry Potter series because it's just too much, there's too much for you to collect, this would be the place where I would say start with these 4 sets. In the previous additions to the Hogwarts castle, there have been little winks to the classrooms. There have been little rooms that represent a classroom, but it's too small and can only show so much detail of those classrooms. But this is like the epitome of Lego genius, of design and showing details in these classrooms. These sets sort of remind me of Polly Pockets in that they're these small, compact play things that you open up and it has much more playability to it. The other thing it was reminding me of as I was putting it together were the advent calendars. I just recently finished the Lego Harry Potter advent calendar in December, and I wish that the advent calendar, although it was great this year, could have had more than just cardboard to it. I wish that there was some way that they could make it more of a play structure, that once you build all the gifts, you can put it in that play structure and it makes it much more versatile. I think that the ability of these 4 sets to attach to each other in a 360 classroom is just ingenious, and it makes it that you have to you have to get all 4 sets to appreciate it to its fullest. There are a few weaknesses with these sets, but they are very few and far between. Anyway, I'd love to hear from you. In the comments down below, let me know which was your favorite set, and do you think it's worth getting all 4 sets? I'm the Musical Nurse. I'll see you guys real soon. Bye!
Could I have your attention, please? Now, today we will be transforming animals into water goblets, like so. 1, 2, 3. Ferraverto. Now it's your turn. Well, who would like to go first? Ah, Mr. Weasley. 1, 2, 3. Ferraverto.
Ferraverto.
That wand needs replacing, Mr. Weasley.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Greenhouse 3 second years. Now gather round, everyone. Today we're going to repot mandrakes. You grasp your mandrake firmly. You pull it sharply up out of the pot. Longbottom's been neglecting his earmuffs.
No, ma'am. He's just fainted.
Yes, well, just leave him there. Right, on we go.
One of the wizard's most rudimentary skills is levitation, or the ability to make objects fly. Don't forget the nice wrist movement we've been practicing. The swish and flick.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Oh, well done! See here, everyone. Miss Granger's done it. Splendid.
There will be no foolish wand-waving or silly incantations in this class. As such, I don't expect many of you to appreciate the subtle science and exact art that is potion-making. However, I can teach you how to bewitch the mind and ensnare the senses. I can tell you how to bottle fame, brew glory, and even put a stopper in death.